Good morning, good looking people, and you're good looking because you're always looking, and of course, you are finding the good in everything and in everybody. Hope you had a great week, a successful week. Today is the 17th of Teves. So, first of all, for the 17th of Teves, it's my daughter Michal's birthday, wishing her a lot of good health, happiness, success, and prosperity in every single thing that you do. So, today's Hayom is all about time and place, how everything has a specific moment on what you're supposed to do. You can't daven Shacharis at nighttime, and you can't daven Mariv at Shacharis. We've also learned about that there could be a Hasidic Yetzer Hara where you're going to be davening and very into your davening, and all of a sudden you've got this urge that you want to learn Hasidus while you're davening. That is not the right time. So if that urge comes, it's not coming from a good place. So the Rebbe is going back to specifically Nittel night, which is known as December 24th in the evening going into December 25th, that we have a very particular custom not to learn Torah from sunset until midnight. During those hours, no learning. And today's Hayom Yom is all about that. So what we'll do is we'll read it inside, and then I'm going to give you some notes and backgrounds, some background information related to the Hayom Yom, and then we'll go to the message of the day. So for the 17th of Teves, let's read it inside. I heard from my revered father, the Rebbe Rashab, that the reason that one customarily refrains from studying Torah on Nittel, again, referring to December 24th, from that evening from sunset until midnight, is to refrain from adding vitality to the klippas. And the klippas are negative energies. And it talks about, and I'm just taking a pause right there, that when we learn Torah, energies come down. There are different energies that are happening. But given this period of time, this few hours, which is a very negative period of time, God forbid those energies and things that we're learning can get diverted and go to a negative place. And that's why we refrain from those hours. Continuing inside. Once my revered father, the Rebbe Rashab, said, I do not care for those scholars who are so unduly diligent that the loss of those 8 hours touches their very souls. We'll stop again right there. The custom was back then in the yeshiva of Tomchei Tmimim that there should be 8 hours of learning every day. And they would start from 11 in the morning and they would go till 7. So the Bachrim and the people learning had a schedule and they had to make those 8 hours. However, those 8 hours would then sometimes go into this night, this Nittel night, where the Rebbe Rashab said there should be no learning. And those Bachrim, or those people that had the schedule and they felt that they couldn't tear away from their calendar, that they had to put in their 8 hours no matter what, even though the Rebbe Rashab told them that we are not to learn during this period of time, he was not fond of them. He felt it was very negative. It says here, and I know I'm taking a break inside the Hayom Yom, is that learning, well, we say lishma and not lishma. Lishma means we're learning Torah for learning Torah. That's the sake of what we're doing. But if we're learning Torah because we're an academic and we need it for ourselves, this is a situation where a person couldn't tear themselves away. That, look, it's the time that we all have to stop for those few hours, and that's what it is. But if people had to do it because they needed it for themselves, the learning wasn't even coming from a good place because it was not coming from lishma, as opposed to it was coming from self. And that is also being referred to over here at this moment. Then it continues and it says, we refrain studying from the sunset until midnight. So again, the background, this is all originated originally from the learning yeshiva Tomchei Tmimim for those 8 hours from 11 to 7. And then it became a custom moving forward. Also, there's another note here that during the Middle Ages, especially when it was a very dangerous time, the Rebbeim and all the teachers didn't want Jewish people in the streets. They didn't want students and people outside in the streets. And people would be going to Mariv, people would go to learning in the yeshivas, and that would be a time that the Goyim and all the people would look to attack the Jewish people in the streets. So as, again, a protection to the Jewish people during that period of time, especially between 7 and 12, or that sunset to midnight, It was refrained from people to leave their houses, specifically also for safety reasons. And this Hayom Yom came out in 1942, which was also that year it was Nitzel night, which is why it is being brought up in today's 17th of Teves. And also there's another note that this wasn't only a custom of Chabad. The Chassam Sofer and the Darchei Chaim B'Shalom were also big tzaddikim that also said that during this period of time, there should be no learning and pull away. And a lot of them would actually go to sleep early, and then they would wake up at midnight to continue the learning and make up those hours. So the message of the day is quite simple. Time and place. We all have to be organized in what we do. Everything has to come from a great place, and hopefully for the right reasons. And also, just because we want to do something great, but if it's not being done at the right moment, you can't do it. You got to hold back. And that's all about self-control. So have a wonderful day, have a successful day, and have a great Shabbos. Parshas Vayechi, Shabbos Chazak. All the best. We'll talk more on Sunday.